Hello everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. And today it's time to get these tomatoes, give them a proper support system. I'm going to put some canes in, tie them all together and then tie the plants to the canes today, and that will give me a good strong support to support the crop later on in the year. So we'll crack on with that.
Don't want to sleep tonight at all. Just want to watch them stars fall with you. Don't want to try to make up dreams just to be seen. I want to lay here beside you, all quiet. Fire breath and open sky. It's not what we know, it's where we go. I grow wings and tell her goodbye. Oh, it's not what we see, it's what we choose to be. Sunflowers, high grass and bare feet. Each second is a treat. I keep my balance next to you. It's true.
Now you can use string to tie canes up, and I've done that for many years, but for the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 years I've used cable ties. Now I know it's a single-use plastic, but I've got a caveat for that. I went and asked our local council, the refuse department, if these could be recycled. And they said yes, on along with a couple of conditions. They're not black or white, so they're coloured, because they seem to struggle for some reason with white plastics and black plastics. And I agreed that when I throw them in the recycling bin at the end of the season, all the ties that I've cut off that I've used around the plot that year get cable tied together. They're in a mass. They can be seen and they can be separated and put into the proper recycling. So that's with my council. If you're going to go the same route, then I would suggest that you just inquire at your local council, just check that they can be recycled before you buy to use them. Now, I could tie them up, as I say, I've done that for many years. But it's time consuming, it takes forever. You've seen me there, it's taken me, about 4 minutes, I think, to put that structure up, and all I've got to do now is tie the tomatoes into it. If I was tying it up, it would take best part of half an hour. It's just time consuming, and then over the season the strings can loosen, the structures can fall apart, or they can tighten and they can shrink and snap. So you can get all those sort of things going on, and I just prefer these work really well for me. Now, as somebody pointed out to me last year and I didn't know, and I think it was Steve Digwell Greenfingers who mentioned to me last year that you can buy these that are reusable. So once you've clipped them around into a circle, there's a little tab you press and it undoes and you can use it again. I have got some of those and I will be using those elsewhere. I just haven't got enough to do what I need to do with them this year, so I will buy some more of those, and hopefully these single-use plastics will become a thing of the past. So thanks to Steve Digwell Greenfingers for that, very much appreciated. Knowledge is king, as they say, and these little tidbits certainly help. But for now, I'm going to use up these that I've already bought, put them through the recycling as my local recycling centre allows me to do, and everything's good. So there we go, that's that little tip for you. Right, now I need to tie every plant in to get things moving. Now these are Crimson Crush, and I know they're an outdoor variety. I grow them indoors because they're an early fruiting variety, so I get early fruits, and plus the fact that they're inside in warmth, they're even earlier than that. Plus what I can do is I've got side shoots on these tomatoes and I take them off, plant them, and then I plant them elsewhere, and I'm getting a second crop. I'm getting plants for free. So I also grow of the front line of plants are all Ildi. They're a little pear-shaped tomato, and I say these are the Crimson Crush. So what I'm going to do first is take out the side shoots, and we'll deal with them in a minute. So you always get a side shoot, you'll get the stem coming up and you'll get a leaf. I've actually got a tomato on there. And the side shoot will always come out between the leaf and the stem here. So this is a side shoot, and I just snap it away. Or rip it away, whichever works. But that's all right, that's fine. Now, to tie them in, many people you'll see will just wrap a piece of string around a cane, give it a couple of twists, that's like a shock absorber, and to keep the plant away from rubbing on the cane, and then they'll tie that piece of string into the stem of the plant, like so. But that will slide up and down. Well, what I do, and my dad taught me this, is to go twice round the cane to form that loop on the cane, then put the shock absorber on, and then once the plant has tomatoes on it and it's underweight, it pulls that loop tight and it won't slip down the cane. So it's a good little tip, that. And then just get the plant, tie a little loop in it. Now just leave a loose, decent sized loop. You don't need to go mad. You should be able to get at least a finger through it, because that is obviously going to expand as the plant grows. So there we go, that's now tied into that cane. I'll eventually take away these smaller canes, get them out of the way. They were just there as a temporary measure. But the side shoots now, there's all these extras for free. Now, not all of these will come, but just dibble a hole with your finger and pop them in the ground. They will wilt over the next day or two. They'll all look like they've died. And then a few days after, you'll start to see them pick up. You'll see a bit of life in them. When they're visibly growing, dig them out of this ground, pot them up, pot them on, plant them somewhere else, whatever you want to do with them. But there's half a dozen. I would expect to get 3 or 4 of those come through as plants. So that's 3 or 4 free plants. Nice early fruit on that, nice continuation of fruit. And these plants will now go all the way to the first frosts, guaranteed. So I'm going to have that all the way down here. I've got 8 Crimson Crush plants here, probably 30 or 40 free plants, and that's not to be sniffed at. Now at the end of this structure, you'll notice there's 2 bare canes here. They are for cucumbers, and I'll be planting one of those in there next day or two. And it's the same at the far end down here. There's another couple of canes vacant. I'll put cucumbers on both ends of these structures. Well, nice weather is finally here, which is fantastic, and it's here for the duration of most of this next week as far as I can see. So do enjoy that, get out into your garden, get some vitamin D from the sun if you can while it's here, enjoy it and get some planting done. So everything's romping away now, so over this next week lots more planting to do. All the tender stuff needs to go out, so that's all going to be done this next week. So but that's it for today. The tomato structures are up, these things are up and done. I'm really happy about that. Look after yourselves everyone, take care, and I'll see you very soon. Stay safe. Ta-ra now.